Hello, everyone. Today I have with me Chaplain Obeng. I am so glad to have him here. We're going to talk about our CHBOLC experience. That's basic officer. What is it? Chaplain school something.
Yes.
So we'll talk about his experience here, but most importantly, we want to talk about his call to ministry. Not just his call to chaplaincy, but his call to ministry overall. And how did he get to chaplaincy? What was that like for him? We also have his beautiful wife here, and we're going to pull her on the camera in just a little bit so she could tell us how it's been for her that her husband has been away for these 3 months. How it's been for the family. And so that's very important that we hear her point of view from this. Okay, Chaplain,
Yes, ma'am.
tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me a little about yourself. Like, where did you grow up? How did you end up on this path? Tell me. Let's just start there.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the question. So growing up, I came from Ghana.
Okay.
I was born in a village called Omjibre,
Mm.
which is in the western part of Ghana. And growing up was a little bit stressful
Mm.
because my environment was kind of, lack of social amenities, water,
Mm.
no good roads, no good schools.
Mm.
So life became a challenge.
Right.
And then always my prayers is that I want to be a source of change to my community.
Yeah.
And God answered me by bringing me to the United States.
Mm.
So my effect of trying to change my community is now into fulfillment
Right.
by finding myself within the United States Army and also as a chaplain. So I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
Yes, very grateful.
So you speak about growing up and the challenges that you faced and that transition from being there and then coming to the United States and becoming an army chaplain. When did you join the military?
Yeah, so I came to the United States in 2012, 2013.
Uh,
I joined the military.
that's when you. How old were you?
I was 27.
And how old are you now?
I'm 38.
Oh goodness,
Yes.
you've been in for a while. So how long? So the when did you start your MDiv?
So I sent my MDiv 2022.
Okay,
Yes. So 2 years, almost 2 years ago.
okay. Are you finished? Or are you still working
I'm
on
still
it?
a student. I'll be finishing next year in August.
Okay, so tell me about that. So you work when you're working on your MDiv, that makes you a chaplain candidate.
Yes. So once you are in the seminary, then you are still a candidate.
Okay,
But once you are done with the seminary, then you go back to the Ascension Board.
right,
So the Ascension Board will bring you to the full chaplaincy call.
right. What is your religious affiliation?
So I'm born Anglican.
Okay.
Yes. So
Oh,
that's my religious affiliation.
okay. Why do you feel God called you to be an army chaplain? I know you have had experiences with soldiers because you are one.
Right.
Why do you think God called you into this space, and how does you feel that your call and your experiences will benefit the soldiers?
Yeah, this is a very important question. So being in the army for almost 11 years now,
Mhm.
I have been around with soldiers,
Right.
what they go through every day,
Yeah.
and then the absence of chaplain.
Mm.
It's just a problem.
Right.
Like most soldiers doesn't even know that there's a chaplain within the military.
Mm.
So I remember very well that when I deployed to Saudi Arabia,
Mm.
within my tent, one soldier walked to me. I was an NCO,
Mm-hmm.
and he knelt before me and he said, "Chaplain, can you pray for me?"
Mm.
He saw me all the time, reading my Bibles and other stuff, and always
Right.
praying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, you can't kneel before me. I'm not a chaplain." He said, "No, I see you as my chaplain."
Wow.
And that was when I felt the importance of chaplain.
Yeah.
There was no chaplain within my unit when we deployed.
Wow.
So, and most of them were going through marital issues. So
Mhm.
I stepped in,
Wow.
giving them counseling and other stuff. So when I came back, that is when I started reflecting on the necessity
Right.
of being a chaplain and
Yeah.
how I'll be effect on the soldiers,
Right.
because I knew the soldiers need the chaplain
Oh,
to, to solve their problems when it comes to marital issues, when it comes to those who are, friends losing friends and other stuff. People are going through traumatic events and they
right.
need counseling, they need people to share their
Yes.
story with. So this is one of the reasons why I chose not to continue my part as an NCO, but to be a
Mm.
chaplain to
Okay.
help my soldiers out.
Has the transition been is difficult? Is it the transition from being an NCO to becoming a chaplain? Is that difficult for you? Do what you feel more passionate about?
Yeah, it's changed a lot. I know
Yeah.
it's been very difficult,
Yeah.
leaving active military
Mm-hmm.
to join the reservists, go to school without even a pay. It
Mm.
becomes a little bit challenge.
Mm-hmm.
However, this is a sacrificial job that I
Come
want to
on.
do.
That's right.
So the decision that I'm making right now is not just for myself,
Yeah.
but for the entire military, the population of the military. So I
Yeah.
think it's a very good decision that I've made. I
Right.
haven't regretted it,
Yes.
and I'm still kind of praying that God will continue to strengthen me to be able to go through this process.
Yeah.
And then now I'm done with CHBOLC right now, so I know it's very satisfying,
Right.
and I know the future is bright for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half of our class, it seems like almost most of them, I don't know if it seems that way to you, have prior military.
Right.
And then it's like half of us have nothing.
Right.
We coming in straight for the just straight out of the streets.
Right.
What would you tell people who, like myself, have no prior military, signed in at the age of 47?
Right.
What would you tell them before they come in to this space? You've
Space.
seen how difficult
Right.
it has been for us who have no prior military.
Right.
How would you tell them to prepare themselves spiritually, mentally, and physically?
Yeah, so I think when it comes to the spiritual aspect, I wouldn't be able to tell them much about it because most of them are already experienced when it comes to spiritual aspect of life.
Yeah.
Because before you even make the decision to join the military,
Yeah.
as a chaplain, probably you have your spiritual background already
Yeah.
as a priest.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the physical aspect, taking care of your body, doing yourself a favor, going to PT
Right.
all the time, checking your diet,
Right.
it will help you, not to get too exhausted.
Right.
You get to watch what you eat, get enough sleep will help them more.
Right.
And then also, they should also understand that the military needs them.
Yeah.
Their soldiers are out here.
Right.
And then the military, the chaplain doesn't have enough chaplains to support. The chaplain corps doesn't have enough chaplains to support them.
Right.
So if they are able to come in, sign, and come help our soldiers, we will greatly appreciate that. Because
Greatly appreciate
soldiers needs chaplains.
Right.
They need chaplains because I
Yeah.
have seen it, and it's a bigger challenge for the military.
Bigger challenge that we actually know how much they need. Do you already have a unit?
So right now, I train with a unit in New York.
Okay.
So I belong to that unit as it stands right now until I finish my seminary.
So you just finish your seminary. Yes. Tell me how, and I know you've done this, been in for a while. How has this experience been different to your prior experience in the military?
Yes, a lot of difference, a lot of experience. Being an NCO and becoming an officer, there's a very wide gap.
Okay.
You need to, one, this is about doing a lot of staff job. So that experience alone is an exposure.
Right.
And then you get to learn something about counseling,
Yeah.
how to even communicate, how to relate with people,
Right.
the diversity.
Yes.
Everything is kind of different when you
Yeah.
compare to the NCO. I mean, don't get me wrong, the NCO is the backbone of the US military.
Okay.
They train the soldiers.
Right.
And then we, the chaplains, will be there to comfort them, have a compassion,
Right.
to empathize with our soldiers. So it's a very unique job,
Yeah.
both ways. Yes.
So for people that don't know what an NCO is, what does NCO stand for?
So the NCO is a non-commissioned officer,
Okay.
which is not the senior officers,
Yes.
the staff officers being commissioned or commissioned officers.
Right.
The NCOs are the enlisted. So the enlisted, they are most experienced.
Right.
They take care of the soldiers.
Yeah.
So when you are bringing your soldiers into the military, they are the ones that are going to make sure that their civilian life is being taken away from them, and then they mold them into soldiers.
Okay.
That is the job of the NCO. The officers does most of the staff job.
Right.
They do all the policies, the writings, and all that stuff. So that is the jobs of the NCO.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you for explaining that. You have a family.
Yes.
You have a family, and it's a sacrifice. When you doing ministry or any type of job, you have to be away from your family to do this. I would see you, because we have a tendency here to like pull on each other, right? And Obeng is very present person, but he also let us know, like, listen, I gotta go talk to my wife and my daughters. Like, listen now, listen.
It's family first.
Family first,
So
exactly.
You can't just charity begins at home.
That's right.
So I think the Bible makes me understand that those who cannot take care of their family cannot even lead God people.
That's right.
So if my family is on fire, how do I take care of my soldiers?
Exactly.
If I'm not at peace, there's no way I can stand before my soldiers. That would be a pretenders. Right. So I have to make things right in my home before coming to my soldiers. Right. My heart is at peace with my wife and my kids. I'm able to support my soldiers 24/7 without any doubt. So
that's very good. Yeah. And that's very important. And I think it's a message in that. Yeah. For when people believe that they are called to this space and they have a family, whether they're married or not, something changes when you make that sacrifice. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And so whenever there's a change, something else has to be let up a little bit. And making sure you have that support is so darn important. But I appreciate how he put boundaries, you know what I'm saying, in order to make sure that he talked to his girls and his girl.
Yes. Yes. Having 4 daughters. Yeah. And they're the only man in the house. Right. You need to put things right.
You have to put things right.
You have to put things right. So.
Nevertheless, you were very focused in the classroom. A great team player. Tell me, what would if it was anything that you would say, I would change this in CHBOLC. This thing, from your experience and being here, if it was 1 or 2 things that you would alter or change, what would it be?
Yeah, I think it's just an army problem when it comes to communication. So sudden fragile, just come up. Right. You make your decisions. This is how things is going to be, and within, like, even today, there's a lot of changes on the signal. Right. So I think communication. Though our class did well. Right. When it comes to information giving, that is why I would say we are the best class ever. Yeah. However, communication has to get better. Right. Within the military. Right. Yeah. And I don't want to talk about the SGLs. Yeah. But some of them. Right. They are chaplains. Yeah. They have to fix some attitudes. Right. So these are certain things that, if I have opportunity, right, I would say, hey, let us fix this. Yeah. However, that is individual choices. Right. Everybody have their ways of being upbringing. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing probably we can do about it. One of the things I have everybody do at the end of the video is ways to encourage the SGLs. Okay. But I also think it's important to express
concerns or things that you feel that could be done better, right? Because everybody's not going to say it, you know. Like I said, but everybody's not going to always say this or that of the, and they people and they human beings. But you also when you're a chaplain, with certain titles there comes expectation, and so that's definitely important. So what are some good experiences you had, like you was like, this was the bomb, like I really like this?
Oh, so that's a lot of things that I have, been grateful for since I got here.
Yeah.
Like, especially the carpool
Oh yes.
squad.
That was great.
I really love you guys today. Like,
Yeah, that was
everybody's
great.
amazing.
Yeah.
For the first time since I traveled to the United States, I've had close buddies. Yourself,
Right.
Kerry,
Yeah.
and Vasquez.
Yes.
You guys are always there for me.
Yeah.
The encouragement.
Let's see. Yeah.
I feel like I belong now.
Right. Yeah.
My NCOs days, I didn't get that kind of feeling like
Right.
I'm having in CHBOLC. So this actually defines that we are truly men of faith,
Right.
men of God. So I really appreciate this.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
That's good. We really appreciate you too, madam. Do you mind coming over?
Yeah. Come and see.
Thank you. I'm so grateful that you.
Okay.
Cool. Would you please introduce yourself?
My name is Vivian
Uh-huh.
and Mrs. Obeng,
Okay.
the wife of Obeng.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So this is Obey's beautiful wife.
Thank you.
You're beautiful.
Thank you.
Tell me how. I'm so sorry, y'all, for my bootleg. My bootleg little get up. Tell me how this experience has been for you since he's been here for these 3 months. I know he's been in the military for a while, right? So, how has this been for you, Obey, being here for 3 months and he's being away and you holding it down at the house? How has it been?
I may say not really bad, but as human, you sometimes misses absent, but
Right.
yeah, and the kid was just asking when is daddy coming back,
Yeah.
when is that. So sometimes it makes you feel very emotional, not too
Right.
much, but as human, and he's my husband, always around, so you feel some. But that was okay.
Right.
Yeah, that was okay.
Okay. That's good. And we're glad you're loaning to us for a little while.
Yeah.
For a little while. It's that, so you all have how many daughters?
4.
4 daughters.
Yes, please.
Wow. And the ages?
14, 7, 4, and 3.
Wow. So you were home with the girls.
Yes.
So how did you keep yourself preoccupied? Like fun. Obey talks about just how much you carry, how much you do. He's like, my wife cooks. She's a caterer. She does hair.
Yeah.
You know, she got the girls.
Yeah.
He brags on you.
No.
Like, yeah.
Thank you.
Wow, that's a lot to juggle. That's a lot to juggle.
Yeah.
When you're home and you're holding the house down, you're holding the girls down, and you're cooking and you're doing your thing, and sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down. How did you manage to sustain yourself in that environment?
Okay. Being together with him,
Yeah.
we don't used to stay together for long.
Right.
Because back in Africa, he used to live in different place and I live in different place there.
Oh.
So he come back sometimes and go. So I think I've been used to those stuff.
Right.
And for him to be in the military, sometimes he go for deployment.
Right.
And leave me behind with the girls.
Yeah.
So I have been taking care of them since they are young. So it has made me strong, and I always comfort myself because I
Right.
know the job my husband is doing.
Yeah.
So I have to be strong for him
Yeah.
and strong for the family. So
Wow.
I can handle it.
You, I recommend.
Yeah.
I commend you, girl.
Yeah.
I commend you. That's important. And Obeng always speak of the importance of your position in his life. You know, he says that out loud.
Uh-huh.
You know, that's yeah. He says that out loud. Your posture and your position
Yeah.
in his life and in just how you hold it down. That's wonderful. Um, one of the things I know that when people are away in the military, because I'm a mom of three and it's me, you know, so I have to make sure I got two college and a high school.
Oh.
Yeah. So from here, I'm making sure they're okay, you know, making sure this. And when, like women, we're nurturers and we hold our children just in a certain way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So having to do a tough job and then be mama is just a whole lot, right? We was talking one day on Bay, and you were saying that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that a woman who is home with the children or a housewife is considered something different.
Yeah.
Where you're from,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And I said, man, listen, let me be a housewife.
Yeah, that is
It's a whole of job.
that
It's
is
full-time job.
It is a full-time
It's
job.
full-time job. Yeah. To
It
be
is-
a housewife. It's
women
full-time.
women needs to be paid. If
Yes.
if
Come on, babe.
the authorities will understand that women needs to be paid, especially when they have kids,
Right.
because this is a very difficult, tough job,
It is a tough job.
and I can't appreciate her less
Yeah.
because my absence probably sometimes is very annoying. The
Mm.
army has taken me most of the times out of the house.
Mm.
I've been gone several times.
Yeah.
So, like my older daughter, um, having been present in her life
Mm.
when she was 5, when she was 2,
Yeah.
that is when I left Africa.
Mm.
And when she came, she was 5.
Yeah.
And when she was about to get to 7 years, our PCS to Korea,
Yeah.
I came back, and then we stayed together for less than a year.
Mm.
Then I deployed.
Mm.
Then I came back, and then less than 6 months,
Yeah.
I went back to Korea again. So it's been just like rough.
Front and back.
Yeah. So
Right.
it's been difficult. So women and her, as
Yeah.
though I'm not here, we are not here to talk about my wife. I'm
Right.
talking for all women
Yeah.
in general, especially
Right.
the military wives.
Yes.
Right.
They've been doing amazing.
Oh wow.
Our wives are doing amazing. They are
Yes.
handling the pressure,
Right.
and without them, most soldiers wouldn't have it easy.
I thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So-
saying? I
so-
thank you for saying that because that still is a part of your CHBOLC experience.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It is, especially when you have the little ones
Right.
coming up,
Yeah.
and for your wife to say she works
Yes.
at the same time, holding down to this kid,
Right.
for me to go through this process to come out and help my soldiers,
Yes.
it's commendable.
It's so commendable.
It's
Right. And like I said, like that needs to be said. That also needs to be heard
Yeah.
out loud.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we could get so focused
Yeah.
on our experience
Right.
when we have a whole family
Right.
on the other side.
Right.
And the other thing that you spoke about, and with your experience within the military, being able to help the soldiers from different angles,
Right.
spiritually, from your experience,
Right.
your education,
Mm.
your process,
Right.
in general, you are relatable.
Right.
You're
Right.
relatable. You're relatable because you have a wife.
Right.
You're relatable because you have children.
Right.
You know what it's like to be away.
Right.
And a lot of times we expect a man to just kind of be away, but we don't know how it weighs on him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Just like it weighs on you.
Yeah.
And you have to have a godly connection in order just to maintain that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is always tough for soldiers. Sometimes people might think that their husband, if you're in the military,
Mm-hmm.
they don't really feel it when they are out there.
Mm.
But that is not true.
Right.
A lot of I've seen soldiers crying
Mm.
because of they are missing their families
Right.
and they want to come back home.
Right.
But because of the love for their country,
Yeah.
they have to go through that process. So we also appreciate the United States how they been supporting their troops.
Right.
They haven't abandoned them.
Yeah.
But I pray that those spiritual people
Yeah.
will also volunteer and then join the chaplain corps to
Mm-hmm.
come out and also give them that kind of emotional support.
Yeah.
People dealing with mental issues,
Yeah.
traumatic issues.
Mm.
They have the experience. We have experienced psychologists like you yourself,
Right.
and you choose to come to the military
Yeah.
space, to come and help these, individuals out there.
Right.
And this is a great decision,
Yes.
considering your age
Right.
and other stuff
Right.
you have to go through. Military, yelling,
Yeah.
the curses and other stuff.
Stop and do push-ups.
You just went through all this, process. So God bless you for making this decision.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. It's not an easy decision.
Yeah.
It's a sacrifice. Yeah. But it's worth it. And again, I want to commend you just for being who you are and allowing him to serve a whole country, right? And what God put in his hands as well as his family and finding that balance, because marriages is important. I'm telling you, marriages is important. God honor.
Right.
He honors marriage.
Yeah.
And stuff. One last thing, I'm gonna get better, y'all. I'm gonna actually get me a whole real stand.
Yeah. That's okay.
What else I was about to ask you a question. What part of this class did you enjoy the most?
Oh, I would say the counseling class.
Okay.
Because the CHBOLC itself, it's all about counseling.
It is, right.
It's all about counseling because you're going to sit on with soldiers one-on-one. And
Right.
how do you interrogate them? What are you expecting?
Right.
So the counseling actually opened me up.
Yeah.
For me to understand that human beings are kind of created in a unique way, that they have the answers that they seek.
Right.
From their own inner intuition.
Right.
And to discover that, you need to ask the reasonable questions.
Right.
And the counseling section actually, opened my mind.
Yeah.
To get to know that, this is what I need to do to get to the soldier.
Right.
To get to the answers.
Yeah.
So it's my favorite class.
Wow. Yeah. I like the counseling, but I also like the part we learned about learning how to advise the commander.
Yes.
Because I found that a little challenging for me. But once I got my hands on it, I was like, okay, you got to be able to advise the commander. You got to be able to advise him quickly at times. You got to know what to say. You need to know what information to give him. And so, like reading those examples, not knowing all the language that well. So I was like, okay, that was the part. But the counseling is important.
It's important, yeah.
Because I already have my unit. And I have 5 companies.
Yes.
And I do a lot of counseling.
Yeah.
And religious accommodation. That part was also.
Yeah. I mean, it's also important.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say almost everything is important.
Yeah.
But everybody has a favorite.
Yeah.
Because most of the stuff like the religious accommodation, I can get a temperate.
Right.
And
That's true.
deal with it.
Yeah.
So there are certain things that I feel like it's just a military norms. You have to go through the process. But the counseling, it's a very unique thing. Like you don't know the person who is sitting in front of you.
Yeah.
You don't know the kind of problems that they are bringing. Right. How are you going to deal with their problem? So learning that, gaining that experience, helps you to understand that, if I ask this question, I'll get to know what the soldier is going through.
Right.
And I can help him deal with whatever situation that he's going through.
How do you feel? Because we have this thing with confidentiality as chaplains.
Right.
where whatever the soldier tell us, no matter what it is,
Right.
we hold it in confidentiality. Are you prepared that if a soldier was to come to you and say, I want to harm myself and my family, and you
Right.
can't tell nobody,
Right.
right? Because
Right.
it could get that real. Or
Right.
I want to off myself or kill myself, and you can't say nothing.
Nothing.
Or I was the person who shot that person. You have to hold it in full
Right.
confidentiality. Like, do you feel prepared to hear those type of things? And have you thought about it in a way that, okay, if I was to hear something like that, what would I do?
Right. I think Chaplain Rusker
Mhm.
made a statement, very mature statement.
Mm-hmm.
If you come to me,
Mm-hmm.
confess that, hey, I want to hurt myself and
Mm-hmm.
my family. There's so many ways of dealing with it
Right.
without disclosing any kind of confidentiality.
Right.
I can walk to my wife and say, get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even come back
Right.
without breaking any confidentiality.
Mm-hmm.
Is it so? But if the harm is already caused,
Right.
like I killed this person,
Mm-hmm.
that one I will keep that confidentiality.
Right.
But if the harm is about to be caused,
Right.
then I can step in, like I just mentioned,
Right.
letting the person know that, hey, get out of here, do not come back, don't ask me any question because I'm not going to give you any answer.
Right.
I mean, that is if you see something, say something.
Right.
I will intervene without disclosing my client.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's interesting because we hold a very serious
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
And I don't think that people understand our position. We are staff officers,
Right.
and we are chaplains.
Right.
And what we do is heavy.
Heavy.
And CHBOLC really exposed that
Right.
this summer
Right.
in so many ways. And I think you have to be a very unique person to hold it. And in my opinion, you have a great head start because you already been a soldier for
Thank
all
you.
these years. You know, and in the army really need you.
The army needs you too because you have so many experience as a psychologist. Dealing with prisoners, dealing with a whole lot of people. That is the type of blessing I want to tap into.
Yeah.
Because anytime you give me counseling,
Yeah.
anytime you speak to me,
Mhm.
I'm like, man, God is talking to me right now.
Wow.
I felt it. So, I really appreciate you for coming to CHBOLC for me to meet you.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I thank
Yeah.
God. I was just talking to Curry today because I was taking. Did he tell you about his newfound sister, Curry?
No.
Chaplain Curry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You met her?
We just met her.
You
Yeah.
met her.
Now listen, I was praising Obeng, but I'm tell you when it comes to Curry,
Yeah.
he's biased. Him
Yeah.
and Curry. So we got this running joke going, right? Where Curry could swim. I don't swim. Obeng don't swim.
Right.
But if we both in the water, go ahead and get my ashes because I'm dead.
Yeah.
She's gonna save Obeng.
Yeah, she's going to save me. You said it right. Yeah, she said it right. Yep. That's my best sister that I have never found for a long time.
Yes, I'm
And
telling you.
seeing Carrie always give me that kind of hope.
Right.
Like I came to CHBOLC, I was very anxious,
Yeah.
but she's always there to
Right.
support me.
Right.
And I have been around with so many military personnel,
Mhm.
but she's different.
She is.
Yeah, she's very young.
Yeah.
I always pray for her.
Right.
I spoke to Vivian about it.
Yeah.
When she is getting married, I'm there.
Yeah.
Whatever that she's doing, I'm there. Yeah, I'm going to give her all the support that she needs. Yeah, because now she's my adopted sister.
She is.
She is part of my family now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They just was getting on me and Vasquez's nerve.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And
Too.
I'm not just telling you thank you for doing this interview. I'm telling you thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. You helped me.
Oh.
God sent you to help me. I couldn't have did this process without you. Tell me, we're about to end it. How would you encourage our SGLs?
No, before I even go about that, I also want to say something about you, right? You never gave up. You never did.
Yeah.
Like last rock march,
Yeah.
nearly got me. I was right behind you.
Mm.
And seeing you not giving up and moving your hands,
Yeah.
I'm like, man, what did this lady take? Like, you are older than me.
Yeah.
You are a woman who has given birth to 3 kids,
Right.
and you never gave up. That actually inspired me.
Thank you. Yeah.
And your willingness to accept corrections,
Yeah.
your you don't show any attitude.
Mm-mm.
You embrace everyone. You give everyone counselings.
Yeah.
You are bold enough to step in front of the SDLs and tell them what is wrong and what is right.
Mm.
I mean, this is amazing.
Yeah.
You are an amazing person, and I pray that you don't change for anything.
Thank
You
you.
keep this one up,
Yeah.
and I know we're still going to see ourselves since we find ourselves in the same call.
Right.
I know I'll be, asking you more questions.
Yeah.
I'll come to you for all this outstanding advice.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
and to your question about what to say to encourage our SGLs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did well.
Yes.
They've proven that the U.S. Chaplain Corps,
Mm.
Army Chaplain Corps, is in good hands.
Yeah.
Especially Chaplain Owen.
Yeah.
He's a unique individual.
Right.
His non-anxious presence
Yes.
really made me have the confidence
Right.
that I can also do it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, when we were going for the counseling session,
Uh-huh.
he was the one who, assessed me.
Right.
Before, I was so anxious. I was panicking, unnecessary panicking. So, King
Yes.
prayed with me that, Obeng, you got it. And then when I was walking, they said, you're going to Chaplain Owen. Then the anxiety disappeared.
Wow.
My anxiety disappeared. You know why? Because
Yeah.
I know this man is not going to judge me.
Right.
He's not going to judge me. He's just going to watch me how I'm going to perform.
Right.
And like everything came to me like I need from 1 to the 10
Yeah.
without missing anything.
Wow.
And when I'm done with it,
Mm-hmm.
he said, wow, Chaplain Obeng, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
And that alone, I knew this is Chaplain Owen's presence.
Right.
So he's an amazing individual.
Chaplain Ern is the man.
Yes.
His presence, his love. Man, he was excellent.
Yeah, I think we are lucky to have these 2 chaplains.
Right.
Chaplain Owen and Chaplain Reese.
Oh, yes.
They say, oh, Chaplain Owen is going. We didn't know what we were expecting. And
Right.
Chaplain Reese also stepped in. And they had the
Reese brought
same kind of
right.
behaviors,
Yeah.
the same kind of attributes. I'm like, really? You guys planned it?
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
Reese was very, very competent. Chaplain Reese.
Perfect.
I mean,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Very caring.
Yes.
When I had to go to the whatchamacallit, as soon as I got there, he was there.
Yeah.
He was just, amazing.
Yeah.
Encouraging. Yeah. So
Yes.
it was really good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Obeng.
Thank you, ma'am.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
I can't end this without you saying something to your sister Curry. Go ahead and say something. Just go ahead and say
Kerry,
something.
just to know that myself, my wife, my family loves you.
Yes.
And you are now part of our family.
Yeah.
We will always be in your life.
Yeah.
Whatever that you need us to do, just count on us.
Yeah.
We got your back. God bless you.
And please just have a life jacket for me when you go to sleep.
I know. That's okay. We got you too. We got
Thank
you.
you.
We got you.
All right, y'all. Talk to you later.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Pretty lady.
Okay, thank you.